What do you wish were true for every girl and woman everywhere?
That they had whatever it takes to live up to their full potential, just like everyone else. Education, health, access, and respect.
So there's a huge World HIV and AIDS conference happening in Durban this year. Tell us about what your hopes are and expectations for outcomes from that event.
Well, it's a very important meeting because there was a Durban meeting in 2000, and that actually triggered the global interest in treatment, where people actually saw for the first time that how many people were dying in Africa and started to realize that the equality was horrific and we needed equality of access. I hope for this Durban we focus on girls and women and the equality that's necessary for girls and women, because we can't end the AIDS epidemic, especially in Southern Africa, if we don't eliminate gender inequality, especially for adolescent girls and young women. It has to start when they're born. Lots of girls aren't even registered because they're a girl when they're born. But then we need to ensure that they have education, health, and that's how we protect them from HIV. So we hope, and have been pushing pretty hard, that this, just like the first one was equitable access for Africans, this is equality for girls and women, because without that we can't end the AIDS epidemic, nor can we be the people we should be and be a better planet.
So specifically, what's working in the fight against destigmatization, especially for girls and women, of HIV and AIDS?
What we're finding is probably the most impactful thing is to keep a girl in school through secondary school at least, and then beyond. Because when girls stay in school, their risk of HIV drops significantly, but they're also less likely to be a child bride, they're less likely to be pregnant early, they're more likely to have fewer kids, and they're more likely to have economic opportunity. And when they have economic opportunity, they invest that money back in their children. 80% of whatever currency will feed, educate, and provide health care to a child. Men are around 30 cents. So by focusing on keeping the girls in school, that actually makes them a person. And then over time, we hope the expectation is the girls stay in school. Right now, we're going to have to give incentives, and we're beginning to do that. But over time, that we will change the cultural norm, we hope within a generation, so that we have gender equality.
And if a girl or woman, unfortunately, is a victim of the virus, how can she feel more confident? What's working to help her feel that she can be open in her community?
Well, the unfortunate thing is women actually are seeking services more than men. We're having trouble getting men seek services. So 60 to 70% of services are provided to females, not to males. But girls, especially, what we need to focus on is protecting them from getting infected in the first place. But girls, adolescent girls, we're not doing very well. We're not doing well at adolescent boys either. Safe spaces are necessary, and education within the community. But really, until you get rid of the gender-based violence and it's the gender inequality that's driving everything. Accessing services isn't so big an issue. It's the upfront, preventing them from getting infected in the first place, and then ensuring they're identified as HIV positive and getting services.